Okay, this next one is the cone. And the cone is just half of a bicone, which will be the next one. The cone is a very important shape. It's beautiful on any kind of bead. You can take this shape or any of the shapes that we're learning here in our 7 Simple Shapes series. Knowing how to make these shapes and learn how to keep that shape throughout your process of adding design, and it should come out perfect. So here is the cone. All right, you guys, this is a fun one. I love this bead. It has such a great shape to it. So we're going to begin like the barrel shape bead. And I'm just going to take the little nib off the end of my fresh rod so I don't get bubbles at the end or at the beginning. And I'm just going to start out by slowly working my footprint beads up to the height of the bead that I'm going for, or a little smaller, because it can grow the more you roll it out. And that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to very gently, it doesn't have to be a perfect barrel shape right off the bat. Definitely take your time getting to this shape. It's really important. Now what I'm going to do is add a little bit of glass. I want it a little longer, so I'm just going to add some glass on the 2 ends, because that's where I want it longer. And this is kind of dumb, but that one end is super hot and the other end isn't. So I'm just going to work that one end and straighten it out, so now I can work the other end, even though that one end isn't perfect. I'm just going for a nice rolled out shape. And I hope you notice that I'm rolling right now slightly at an angle. I'm just rolling the very bottom of that bead to get it the darker part, okay, the cooler part, because that's going to be the bottom. I don't want that to get any larger. At this point, what I'm going to do is add some wraps to the glass, mimicking the shape that I'm going for, which is the cone shape. So I add a couple of wraps to the end. Usually I'll add 3 wraps to the end, 2 wraps in the middle, and that should do it. Sometimes I add a little bit more depending on how things are turning out. But the important thing here is heating both sides, heating back and forth, making sure you get both sides of all the discs, trying to keep that very small spot cooler. And see how I'm rolling it now? I'm rolling on an angle, not quite, almost a 45-degree angle. And I'm able to do that because my marvering table is raised up about 1.5 inches using 2 pieces of wood, because I like to roll underhanded. All the rolling that I'm doing is an underhanded roll on both hands. And I'm just trying to get real tight right there at the very end. And now it's just a matter of shaping, making sure everything is where you want it. And like all of the beads I've shown you, you can shape and reshape this as many times as you want. But this shape looks really good. Give it another roll here or two. And we are finished with our cone-shaped bead.